Good afternoon, Monarch fans, and welcome to another edition of Sports Talk with Rags here in Season 4, Episode 60. And anyone connected here to ODU Athletics, we call it here Monarch Monday here with Ryan Nadeau, an assistant coach to Monarch men's basketball, joins us today. Ryan, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How about you?
Hey, I'm doing great. Let's start at the beginning. When you were growing up, was it just mainly basketball, or did you play other sports?
I actually played a bunch of sports. I played basketball, football, cross country, track. Um, Played a little soccer, played a little baseball. But actually, going into my eighth grade year playing football, broke my arm and turned all my attention to basketball. So
Yes, and when you got into high school, and playing basketball, when you were looking at colleges, were you looking at somewhere to play, or did you always know after college you were probably gonna look into getting in the coaching profession?
I always kind of knew that I wanted to coach. My dad coached me growing up. He coached me since from first grade to eighth grade.
Okay.
Seeing him doing it, his passion, and honestly seeing the impact that he had on my friends growing up was a huge reason that I got into basketball a lot more. In high school, I had aspirations to play college. And so I was looking to play probably at the highest level that I could, but being 5'8" doesn't help me necessarily. So ended up playing 2 years of small Division III college basketball at Kelvin College in Grand Rapids, Michigan, before I transferred to Michigan State.
Yeah, yes, and let's. I know with doing some research here before doing this episode. I mean, Michigan State basketball, not only Big Ten, but boy, for longevity with head coaches, you got Judd Heathcote, and then after he retired, Tom Izzo. I mean, so what tradition there to be part of Michigan State basketball?
Yeah, I'm truly blessed, man. Coach Izzo has had such an impact on me and my coaching career. And outside of that, though, me as a person, everything that you hear about him in terms of the family atmosphere that he creates and how he runs his program. And you see today they do this thing that's called Grind Week, where all of the former players come back and work out with the current guys. He has made such an impact on so many people's lives, and I'm extremely fortunate to have been a part of that and to see how he operates, how his program runs on a daily basis. I learned so much for him, and he's been so instrumental in my career and my life as a whole.
Yeah, and the thing is about Spartans basketball. I mean, even when the NCAA's come, I mean, no matter what seed they are, any Coach Izzo led team, they're definitely a tough team, no matter what seed they are.
Yeah, he does an unbelievable job of preparing them for March. I mean, shoot, the one year that I was there, 2015, we were a 7 seed.
Right.
We started off the season poorly, lost to a really good Texas Southern team early in the year at home. We snuck into the NCAA tournament as a 7 seed, and we went to the Final Four. Coach Izzo he's a master in how he lays out the entire season, how he's going to prepare the guys, and how he gets them ready to play their best basketball in March.
Yeah. Yeah. And the one time that I've been to the Final Four as a fan, my mom's family lives outside of Ann Arbor. So when the Final Four, came to Ford Field, my uncles and I went to Final Four weekend, and Michigan State, was in was in that Final Four. And even though it's close to blue country, I mean, Michigan didn't make it. So just with the following and Big Ten schools rooting for each other, Michigan State definitely had a good representation there in Ford Field.
Yeah, that was an unbelievable Final Four. I remember that. I was fortunate enough to go to those games with my dad as well. I think it was what Michigan State played UConn.
Right.
I'm trying to remember who North.
Carolina and Villanova.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
that's exactly right. And
yeah.
then we played Carolina in the national championship game and ran into a buzzsaw. I don't
Right.
think they lost or they didn't. They won every single game by double digits in that NCAA tournament run, I believe. So they were unbelievable. But that was an amazing atmosphere, an amazing thing to see as a young kid. And like you said, seeing kind of the state of Michigan
Right.
pull together and the Big Ten as a whole, trying to get another Big Ten national champion.
Yeah, yeah, and then let's see. So when you left Michigan State, was it with your experience and being there from Michigan, where you looking to maybe get on there with the Bulls or the Pistons, or just anywhere to get your coaching career started? I know that you started there with being part of the Bulls Bulls organization.
I was looking for anything in basketball, to be honest. But I'll never forget Coach Izzo called me in his office. I had a couple interviews going throughout the college industry and throughout the NBA, and he really pushed me to kind of turn my attention to the NBA stuff. He thought it would be really good for my career. He thought it would be really good to learn underneath those types of coaches. And I got fortunate enough, went through an interview process with Chicago, and I was fortunate enough to get the job. And I thank Coach Izzo for pushing me to go that direction. It's been big for my career.
Right. And then a couple years there, were you ready for something else there with leading on to Blacksburg and being part of Coach Young's staff?
I was I had been in my position that I was in Chicago for 2 years.
Yeah.
I learned a lot, and I was continuing to learn a lot. Fred Hoiberg is unbelievable offensive mind,
Right.
and it was amazing for me to go from Coach Izzo, who's primarily a defensive minded coach, and that's where he wins a lot of his games, to going and seeing Coach Hoiberg and how he runs his organization and his offense and stuff. I learned an incredible amount from him. But then when the Virginia Tech, situation presented itself, the team that they had with Nikhil Alexander Walker and Justin Robinson, I thought it was too good to turn down. I probably could have stayed in Chicago, but I jumped at the chance to kind of run my own video room and get in the player development side of things, and I'm blessed to have gone to Virginia Tech.
Yes, and Fred Hoiberg. I mean, just what a great college basketball player he was there at Iowa State, and for him, to lead the Bulls and the history of that organization there in the 80s into the 90s. I mean, what a great opportunity there. College, you were part of Tom Izzo's staff, and then Fred Hoiberg there with the NBA. So definitely, your resume building that experience as you came over to Blacksburg.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. Like I said, to get to work with Coach Hoiberg. He's given me a lot of offensive thoughts and ideas, and to be honest, his staff as a whole was instrumental in me and my career as well. You think about a bunch of the guys that he had on his staff: Charlie Henry, who's the new head coach at Georgia Southern,
Okay.
Randy Brown, Pete Meyer, who both played with the Chicago Bulls back when they were playing. Nate Losner, who's with Fred currently at Nebraska. He's just had a unbelievable, and Jim Boylan. I can't leave out Coach Boylan. He was a big part of the reason I got the job there in Chicago. He's in the NBA right now with the Indiana Pacers. He had an unbelievable group of coaches that had unbelievable basketball minds, and a great mixture of guys between the offensive side of the ball and the defensive side of the ball. And then being able to work with the Chicago Bulls, like you were saying. The history, the prestige. I mean, incredibly thankful for that opportunity and to be around the people that I was around. And, you think about Jerry Reinsdorf, who owns the team, and his son Michael Reinsdorf, who were there all the time, got to be around them and talk to them. It's just an unbelievable organization.
Yeah, and you talk about being involved with video and so you've definitely had firsthand of seeing technology here definitely expand both being part of coaching staffs in college and in the NBA there around video and scout tapes.
Yep, I think that was probably the best way for me to get into coaching was the video route and to learn the technology behind it and how to create scouting reports and creating offensive and defensive philosophies from video. So that was probably my main role in the NBA was diving into the video stuff. But I think it's helped me tremendously because you learn different things, offenses, defenses, and to be honest, when I left Chicago, I tried to run our video room at Virginia Tech the same exact way that we did in Chicago, which is also pretty much the same way that Michigan State has run theirs. Michigan State has been at the forefront of the video and video coordinators and them having success throughout their career. He's Coach Izzo's video guys have gone on to do really good things. Drew Donesco is one guy that I worked with. He's an assistant coach at Eastern Michigan. Jordan Ott, before that, Jordan Ott is now an assistant coach with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Taking philosophies from Michigan State, the NBA, and then being able to incorporate that in what we did at Virginia Tech. Technology is a huge, huge benefit to college basketball now, and the scouting reports, and now you can use technology on the bench as well. And it helps with in-game adjustments and being able to show your guys a visual of what actually happened. Because throughout the course of a game, sometimes you might see something one way and a player sees it another way, but the film doesn't lie. And now you can,
Yeah.
now you can show them firsthand, this is exactly what happened. This is what we need to adjust and go from there.
Yeah, and the thing is with not only did you go from NBA to the ACC, but there and something that we've talked about when I've seen you in person. I mean, being part of Coach Young's staff. I mean, what a career he's had with with going from Emory and Henry there to Wofford, and being from the western part of Virginia and to lead Hokie basketball, and then just a few years back where the team, cut the nets down there in Brooklyn to be ACC tournament champs.
Yeah, Coach Young is one of a kind. I'm extremely thankful for my time with him. He's kind of I guess you could think, the ideal person that I'd want to work for, and kind of the path that he's taken, like you said. He started off, played at a Division III, went into assistant coaching at a Division III level, worked his way up, run an unbelievable program at Wofford, and had a tremendous amount of success. And then obviously the success that he had at Virginia Tech and is going to continue to have. It's kind of a vision that I can see myself having played Division III and trying to work my way through the industry. Learning from Coach Young, he's an incredible offensive mind as well, kind of like Fred. He sees things differently. Some of the plays, the actions and stuff that he comes up with is unbelievable. And having been a fly on the wall and listening to him talk and just his ideas and how he goes about things, it's been really cool. And the other part about it is he's an even better person. Like you were saying, to see him come back to Southwest Virginia, the way that he connected with the fans, the people in the area, that is truly home, and that's home for him. That'll always be a home for me and my family, and I'm extremely thankful that he gave me that opportunity to be on his staff. He's an unbelievable person, and I'm extremely happy to have him in my corner.
Yes, and then also I know through a friend of mine and my brother's, Marty Plank, who's an ODU alum, and his son Parker, there with UVA, with the Shoes for Hope, and I know that Virginia Tech was involved. So just talk about giving giving back there to the community and through that charity organization.
Yeah, I had 2 years ago. I had somebody reach out to me about it. He was a kid that was at Virginia actually, and there was a young lady that had cancer, and they had been painting shoes with her. It was a hobby that they had designing shoes and painting them, and they turned it into a charity. And we kind of kicked it off with Virginia that year, and where our players get to paint shoes with children with cancer. And what we would do is we'd bring them in, we'd all paint together. Then the children would be able to come to a game as well and interact with our guys and be around them during pregame and stuff. And it was an unbelievable charity and organization. And when I got to ODU, it was one of the first things that I asked Coach Jones if he'd want to continue because he was there when we did it as well. But I actually have my pair of shoes that I received from one of the children, and it's just an incredible reminder every single day to be blessed, to have good health, but to also a reminder to think of those right that are going through tougher situations. And it's something that I wanted to bring here, and we're actually in the process. We had a meeting about it yesterday, and it's well underway, and we're excited to bring it here and bring it to Norfolk. And the hospital system down here has been unbelievable to work with so far. So excited for the first year of that here at ODU.
All right. Yeah, that's great. And I know that Marty, with being a ODU alum, definitely, gave me that tidbit here once you came here to be part of Coach Jones's staff. And as we wrap up, I mean, to hop on 460 East and come to the 757 and be part of Coach Jones's first coaching staff. I know that you guys were both on Coach Young's staff there at Virginia Tech, but just talk about here the few months that you've been part of his staff here with Monarch basketball.
Oh, it's been unbelievable. Extremely thankful that he gave me this opportunity. Um, you know, Seeing Coach Jones and the way he worked at Virginia Tech and how he connected with players and how players gravitated towards him and listened to him. You could tell that when he got a chance to be a head coach, he was going to be an unbelievable one. And when he offered me a job here at ODU, it was a no brainer for me, for my family. Because you're making a decision for your family as well. And I knew that he was going to look out for us as a whole. And I'm extremely blessed to be here and thankful to be here. What he's doing right now and what the staff is trying to do in the last couple of months as we get everything situated and going in the right direction. It's been a grind. He's led the way though. He's come in with a plan, a 30-day plan, a 90-day plan, a 120. Like he had it all laid out, and we're chugging away at those day by day and trying to establish a culture that's going to last in the long run here in the 757. And we think that we're off to the right step here, but got to continue to grow it every single day.
Yes, and I know that Elizabeth and I, coming to the end of practice there on Monday, with it being Columbus Day, and it looks like that with us not having any kids and being season ticket holders, it looks like that we're gonna be reaching out to one of the players, but just with you guys coming coming and talking to Elizabeth and I and just saying, hey, just thank you for showing up and everything. It's definitely, I know that I've been around Old Dominion basketball for a while, but I know that my wife, she's definitely excited here for the upcoming season.
Oh man, that's the easy part, coming and seeing you guys and talking with the community and the fans. It's unbelievable. Everybody here at ODU and in this area has been so welcoming to not only the staff, but my family. You guys have been extremely helpful with my transition and getting my family situated down here. I'm excited to see what Chartway looks like with you guys in there because the passion that I feel from you guys on a daily basis, walking down the street with Coach Jones and Coach Hodge, like everybody is fired up and we're thankful for all of your support and we can't wait to get in Chartway on November 4th and see what it's really like in live play.
Yeah, well, Ryan, I know that with the football team, having a home game, Saturday here with it being homecoming events, I know that you guys are probably, getting involved here with the excitement here the weekend. But like you just said, I mean, 2 weeks from Monday is when the ball goes in the air here for the first time here to kick off the 24-25 season as we host Buffalo.
Yeah, we're excited, man. We're excited. We'll definitely be out there supporting the football team this Saturday on homecoming. We're excited to get out there and see them play. The fan support for them at home games has been unbelievable. The student section has filled up, but we're excited to see that in Chartway as well.
Yeah, well, Ryan, thanks again for your time, and look at might see you there Saturday, but definitely look forward here to seeing you there at Chartway here when the regular season starts. So thanks again for your time, and go Monarchs.
Thank you. I really appreciate you having me.
Sure, no problem.
All right.